North Georgia is under a winter weather advisory as we brace for snow and colder temperatures headed our way. Good afternoon, I'm Charles Sparge, and that advisory is in effect for the next 12 hours. Some schools and businesses have reported closings and early dismissals, and you can see those right now at the bottom of your screen. Our team of meteorologists have been tracking the system. David Chanley and Karen Minton are standing by in Severe Weather Center 2. Karen?
Carol, it is cold out there, and we do have precipitation that is starting to move into Georgia. Here are your temperatures. Mid-30s in Atlanta, up toward Roswell, Marietta. It is freezing in Acworth at this hour. Temperatures as we head up north, cold up in Calhoun at 32 and 29 in Blairsville. A little warmer as you look toward the east. Gainesville through Athens into Eatonton in the 40s. Same for Griffinette, 42 degrees right now. As we look at our Storm Tracker 2 and HD, you see, whoa, snow, but we're not seeing all of this hitting the surface, but we are looking at that moisture up there. We need to get a little bit more coming in here before we start to see a lot of it beginning to hit the ground. Might be seeing some out toward the Rome area. Out toward the west, we see it coming into rain to the south side with that snow trying to work its way across the state. And so as we go through the day, more of that moisture comes in. We're going to be seeing that snow starting to hit the ground more likely later on in the afternoon. The advisory, it goes from now until midnight tonight. Could be picking up a trace in some areas, a little bit more in others. And so we do have to watch conditions on the roads as we move about later on this evening. Now, to take you through the impact of what may happen, the timing of it, how much we might see, my colleague David Chanley is standing by. David?
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit, maybe trying to work their way to the surface there, Karen, but you got to saturate that column of air for that to happen. It's going to take all afternoon. But this evening, we are going to see snow accumulations across North Georgia. Let me walk you through it. We got the clouds that have rolled in here. There you go. Right on into 1 o'clock, we'll go overcast. And then we're going to find the precipitation kind of knocking on the door there towards the mid part of the afternoon. Some of this reaching the ground up in extreme North Georgia. Here in metro Atlanta, well, we're just waiting. And here we go as we get into 7 o'clock across some of the northern suburbs, between 7 and 9 o'clock right across metro Atlanta. A little bit of a mix down on the south side is the onset of the precipitation, and it continues past the midnight hour with the cold air spilling in behind it. And I'm talking big-time cold. This is going to be colder than what we experienced earlier in the week. So now let's talk snowfall amounts. As we look at this map, you see that a lot of blue and white on the map. You go to your legend, blue's a ½ inch, white is 1 inch. That's what's going to fall. Now, some of that is going to be melting as it falls, and some of it is going to melt as it hits the ground, some areas above freezing. But as we go through the course of the afternoon and evening, we're looking at the possibility of accumulations down towards Coweta County, Fayette County, up to 1 inch. Here in metro Atlanta, a ½ inch, but as that temperature drops, then the snow's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stick around right on through the early morning hours of tomorrow. Still looking at the bullseye of more substantial snowfall up here across the North Georgia mountains, the foothills, and some of the higher peaks, LJ, Blue Ridge, anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. So we are going to see some snowfall. It is going to accumulate, but here in metro Atlanta, it will be fairly light. But we may have some problems on the roadways late tonight and early tomorrow. We'll talk more about that later in the weathercast.
Thank you. Our live Team 2 coverage continues now in Cherokee County, where schools are closing early today. School officials and parents are not taking any chances. Channel 2's Jeff Dorr is live at Woodstock Elementary School, where school has just ended for the day. Jeff?
And I wasn't about to say this until just a second. We are seeing snow. There's a few flakes, but we're seeing it right now. Take a look at all these cars. I lost track of about 100 of them waiting to pick up kids. As elementary schools in Cherokee County are letting out right now older grades in 1 hour. Earlier, we were down at the local hardware store, and they have had a run on people stocking up for snow and cold.
Kids are excited. They'll have fun. Hopefully there really is some snow, because then they can sled and enjoy it.
Before Jenny Mubbert's kids get home early from school, she bought new trash cans so she'd have the lids for them to sled on. At this point, that's the way to get a sled at Morgan Ace Hardware. Now, what happens if somebody comes in right now and says, I need a sled?
We're out. We are sold out, and our supplier, Ace Hardware, is out as well, so we're out for a couple of weeks.
You could shop around, but they all get sleds from the Gainesville warehouse. And the Gainesville warehouse is
out.
They've also had a run on space heaters, but they still have some left, and they have plenty of warm clothing, which shoppers are also scooping up.
I'm out looking for some cold weather gear since it's really cold, and Carhartt's what I'm looking for, so I'm here at the Ace Hardware store.
All right, start railing in. Zoom down as far as you can go, see if you can see some of those snowflakes in this shot of all the people lined up here to pick up their kids at the elementary school. Spokesman for Cherokee County Schools tells me they will decide tonight as they look at the road conditions, see what the weather's doing. They'll make a decision tonight about what their schedule is going to be tomorrow. I imagine a lot of school systems are going to be in the same boat. We will have that information as soon as they release their decisions. We're live in Cherokee County. Jeff Dorr, Channel 2 Action News.
Driving conditions could get bad as that storm moves across the metro area. The Georgia Department of Transportation is warning people to stay off the roads as they turn slick. They now have a team that's out preparing for a statewide response. Channel 2's Aaron Coleman is live in northeast Atlanta with more on the preparations. Aaron?
Carol, right now 150 DOT workers are reporting for their shifts at different DOT yards all across metro Atlanta. This is one of them. They're coming in at noon. They're going to leave at midnight. Then another shift coming in at midnight, staying till noon tomorrow. They are getting ready to tackle the roads, and you can see some of the trucks are already ready. The salt and gravel ready. The truck ready as well. Now the wait is on for Mother Nature to bring what she will.
We really don't expect this to be one of our major events. However, Atlanta is kind of tricky when it comes to weather. You know, sometimes we get more than expected, sometimes we get less than expected. But we have to really be prepared for the more.
As always, crews will begin rolling out when the first flakes fall, starting with the major interstates, the bridges, overpasses, and working their way down.
One challenge that we do have this year is we have a budget crisis, and we have less manpower than we've had in the past, and we also have a little less material.
Which means the DOT is doing more with less. Drivers like Mike O'Shea say regardless, they'll make it work because they are prepared.
I've been doing this for about 25 years, and this is what we do, you know, every day, you know, when the weather's bad, this what happens, you know, we ready for it.
And this is a look now at exactly what they're going to be putting out there on the road. This is a gravel and salt solution. The Georgia DOT does not put down sand, so this is 3 parts gravel, 1 part salt, and then when it gets below 25 degrees outside, they're going to add calcium chloride to the mixture to help melt some of the salt and ice that may, or some of the ice and snow that may be collecting on the roadways. So they say they definitely have a plan. They are just waiting to execute it. We are live this noon in northeast Atlanta. Aaron Coleman, Channel 2 Action News.
Happening now, we just checked, and there are no major delays yet at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Now, here's a look from our airport tower cam. Delays are expected later today. In fact, Delta Airlines already is canceling 75 flights. Most of them were scheduled to leave tonight. Delta also is allowing passengers to change flight plans for today without facing a penalty. Passengers can reschedule through Saturday, and that includes Delta and Northwest flights. Ice caused a crash that shut down Roswell Road for some time. News Chopper 2 flew over that scene near Hightower Trail just before 8 o'clock. Police tell us the driver of the SUV was turning into a parking lot, hit a patch of ice, and flipped. The crash sent power lines onto Roswell Road. The driver was not seriously injured. Homeowners need to be cautious about their pipes freezing during this cold spell. Plumbers tell us they are busy now, but it may get worse when things start to thaw out and then more pipes break. They advise everyone to keep the cabinet door under your sink open and leave the faucet dripping. Also, close the garage doors and unhook hoses outside your house. City crews are working around the clock to repair this broken water main just after 2 a.m.